So I believe in servant leadership. I learned a long time ago that getting to know people and getting to know each individual and coaching them to develop their strengths versus focusing on their weaknesses is an amazing recipe for success. And it makes great teams because somebody else on the team will be able to help you with something that you're not so good at. So it makes for a really great team atmosphere, and it allows me to coach them and lead them in that direction. So what I try to do when they don't know how to do something, I don't do it myself and then teach them. I guide them through the steps to get there. Sometimes it's a little rough, but then at the end, the result is so good because they've done it themselves. And that is the whole point of coaching them to become the best at their abilities. At one point, I felt like, how can this all happen all at once? It was like, whoa, hold on a second. But I've learned since then, in these past 2 years, what am I to learn from this experience? And what I learned the most was that it was time for me to start loving myself and to taking care of myself, because if I don't love myself, I'm not capable of being the best leader, being the best coach, being the best friend, being the best sister. So it was a learning experience, as hard as it was, but I'm a positive person. The glass is always half full. And what was there to learn? And that was what I learned. And it made me overcome everything and be in a good spot in my life. For the longest time, I was a caregiver, and I always took care of everybody. Even growing up, I'm the oldest of 3 sisters and a brother, and everybody leaned on me. And I was very independent, so they really leaned on me. And for the first time in my life, I have the ability to think of, what do I need? And it's been life-changing. I decided I like to go to the gym. I love to exercise. I love my dogs. I love to travel. And I like new experiences. And I'm never going to say no to something without experiencing it once. And so now life offers that opportunity, and there's so much out there. So yes, it's time for me. It's time for me to love myself and to become a better version of myself. So being from Venezuela, rhythm is always something that's been within me. And so dancing was something that I always wanted to do. And originally I decided to go to the gym because of Zumba classes. And that's how I started. And I will go to Zumba every day. But then there's other classes, and I was like, maybe I can do this. And the biggest challenge is a high intensity interval training, triple hit. And everybody teases me at the gym because there's a sled. And I get to the gym early and I stand next to the sled because I'm going to do the sled first. Eat that frog first. And it's nice to see how I've become stronger and how I can do things that I never thought I could do. I think that's one thing about me. I always push myself to see what more I can do. So Venezuela is an interesting country. I didn't know until about 2.5 years ago that it was always a matriarchal society. Venezuelan women were allowed to have checking accounts before anybody in the world was allowed to have a checking account. And Venezuelan women were always allowed to be engineers, leaders, CEOs. There was never that, you're a woman, no. And that shaped my life a lot. And plus, it's a country with a lot of natural beauty, a lot of different landscapes. You have beaches, you have snow-capped mountains, you have valleys, you have peaks, you have so much beauty. Like the Amazon jungle is fantastic, and it's pristine nature. So it shapes you to be open and very open to different cultures and different things. I love to dance. That's why I go to Zumba class, and that's mainly Latin music, but I like to cook Latin food, and my friends get to taste it, and it's always so nice. I make arepas, which is they're made out of cornmeal. They're flat, and people use them to make sandwiches and whatever. And everybody's like, can we go to your house to eat arepas? Or can we go to your house to eat whatever Venezuelan food you just cooked? And it's part of my heritage. But then again, my grandparents were German, so I have a lot of influence. And then one of my grandmothers was from Vienna, so the baking and all that. So I bring all of that And it's a mixture of me. And I dress very colorful, very monochromatic a lot, but lots of color. Bright colors. Even at the gym, it's like, I walk in and everybody's like, let's see what she's wearing today. And the shoes match and the whole outfit matches. It's fun. But color is important. And it's the warmth of how Venezuela is, and the light is different because it's close to the equator. So the light is so different. And that light is part of me.